happens to them when they die? When an undead dies? I was always told before the gods disappeared that if a man dies, his spirit resides on the plane of the god he followed. What happens to them? Was this ever alive? Does it go to that plane? Does it go to someplace more horrible? What happens? The goggles help. They do help. I can't see at night regardless. Just like a regular human. I heard you turn them in the cave. What does that feel like to control them? Halflings are won over by good cheer. It's in their nature to be drawn to joy and happiness and frivolity. I was cheerful because the situation called for me to be cheerful. I know that some of my friends here, my companions, they may look rather gruff, but I assure you, we are simply travelers going from point A to point B, and we will not bother you in a way. We do wonder what the road may have in store for us. Perhaps we could sit down and you could share with us what we should watch out for, and we could do the same. Two groups helping each other out, if you would.
I take a deep breath, and the tremors begin to fade. Fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Did they have the same goal in mind? A wise man told me that do not follow the footsteps of the wise, but seek what they sought. Black spots begin to fill my vision. I struggle to keep my eyes open and my thoughts clear. I close my eyes and exhale, waiting for the inevitable. A wise man once told me if it doesn't draw blood, it's not worth doing. I hadn't expected one of Fillmore's sayings to be so, well, literal. Did he die from the fall? A wise man told me, they call you a hero when the word murderer falls short. A wise man told me, Sir Garen, that a full leaf falls from the tree with dignity, not anger. Does anybody have any ideas about why we met people from 40 years ago on the road? Has anyone seen anything like this? Anybody care for a drink?
When I was younger, I discovered the destructive power that a certain substance has, and I found that it had the ability to propel things at great speed. So I decided to try and fashion a weapon. I'm a bit of a gearhead, if you will. And of course, the dwarves are known for such things, so I learned quite a bit about crafting and inventing while I was there. I dabble, ever burning candles, mechanical creatures, all sorts of gadgets and whatever the townspeople needed. Honestly, I just wanted to help them out. I have no idea what he's saying, but it sounds like halfling to me. Who the hell is this guy? No, I've never seen anything close to this monstrosity. I don't know what to tell you, Cat. I just want to hear it. Sounds to me like they just drank too much of their own supply. Yeah, stealth isn't one of my top 10 favorite things. Your bravery is admirable, and you clearly are a great warrior. I admit that I'm not used to working with a group of people, but it's utter foolishness to attempt to win a battle that you cannot win. It wasn't the people, it was the topic. The incursion took a lot from many of us, and the fall of Red River is something I witnessed in person. To think that people don't even know that it exists. I overreacted. To arms! Steven. Can I see your crossbow?
I found this crossbow the other day. Was that the crossbow thing that you were talking about earlier? Yours is really loud. Thank you for getting me. I don't know, exactly what your reasons were, but you saw what was happening, and I just wanted to, say thank you. Oh, the things just shot lightning at me and, dropped my crossbow. Wow, you're a great shot. Yeah, I hit it twice. That thing was huge. What was that? Wait, sorry, before what? What's Breckers? Oh, breakfast. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Hey, while everyone's still asleep, I just wanted to, I realized, I realized, I never really said thank you, for what you did for me, getting me out, and so I wanted you to have this, and this was just something I thought of that I didn't know if you'd like it or anything, and just wanted to say thank you. So all of this was just so you could get a buzz going?
I did not leave home because I wanted to. I left home because there was not much left.
Aye, but you see, Cat, money a mickle max a muckle north of the wall, and I'm sure you'll see that soon enough. Yeah, appreciate it. I'll be sure to get on not dying soon for you. Perfect. Right. So, Cat, what is it that you do How many times have you almost died? How many times have you seen your friends die? How many times have you killed? I didn't again. I've not seen one in the wild before. It means I don't know. There's one thing that I took away from being with the Sentinels. It's that anybody at any age can either rise or fall to their level of initiative. And that really, if you expect the best out of people and give them the tools to act, that they can truly become themselves. And if you look down upon them and do not give them anything to make good means of themselves, that they'll fall to that as well. And that we're in a position where we have to overcome anything and everything as a group, and we have to make it past any divisiveness. Right, so Sir Garen, you first.
I appreciate the thought, but it's entirely unnecessary. It's more for... serves a purpose. Are you familiar with Kestrel Academy? To most, they just think of it as a place to learn the arcane and other like things, but it has a small section dedicated to sciences. I learned there. Aren't you the perceptive one? All I can say is, hopefully it passed from the Screecher before whatever happened to it happened. I want to describe it as control, more an act of desperation. It's unnerving. I try not to think about it. Well, this definitely has all the hallmarks of undead, I believe. But I don't know why it was doing whatever you're doing. I need to study it longer, probably. Or maybe see a live one again. Just trying to figure out what caused this. The way you described it seems like it's more than just death. Thank you. I'm not as big a fan of spirits.
I'm from Korzik. It's an island to the. It's across the sea somewhere. Gotta take a boat. Yeah, it's kind of one of those. It's kind of exciting though at the same time. Like obviously there's been some kind of worryful stuff popping off, but it's definitely fun to see kind of a new area that no one else has seen, and it'll be really fun to tell it to some of the other people that when we get back, kind of what all's going on. Okay, good. Just checking. You're not in this alone. Hey, I remember you. We did the whole thing with, the zombies and the cave and all that. Clavius, I even wrote you a theme song. Do you want to hear it? 2 things. 1, when did you get so happy? 2, why do we need so much whiskey? I mean, money does eventually make a belt buckle, but to buy that with the money that I'm giving you. Milk's just a stereotype. It upsets my stomach. Onward!
Is that a fucking cat? Is that a cat? Is that a talking cat? Why are you here? You're like a giant cat. Have you killed things before? Are you like a good hunter? Are there like giant mice? That girl looks really cool. She seems pretty cool. I'm gonna go eat some more pastrami. Can you teach me maps? What do I see? What is this arc here? Yes, but when you look at it, what does it mean? Like, what is this blob here? I never took you for a teetotaler. There was a sound. I don't know why a collapsed wagon was making a sound, but I'm pretty sure I heard a sound. I'll have to drink on it. Oh, I do have a serious question, though. Any bites on the line?
What else? Anything else? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Wow, okay. Here we go. All right. In the early morning hours, we see a campsite in a small meadow within a lightly treed, forested area between two rivers. We move closer and see the grass is spotted with large piles of dark char, each slowly diminishing in size as the wind sweeps the airy bits of ash away with each light breeze. These piles, the only thing left over from the hellhounds that attacked but a few hours ago. Around the campsite, we see Anna and Steven, the only two of you currently awake, while the remainder of you lie in your tents and bedrolls, catching up on the necessary rest that you need. Nearby the low-burning fire still lies the one-armed elven woman. Anna sits close by, leaning against a down log. She just sits, never straying her vision too far from the elf. Her wounds well patched and cared for, and her feverish sweat now seems to be gone. Gathered across the way from the unconscious body, we see her bag and her weapons, a longbow, now likely unusable with her one hand, and a short sword, which proved still quite adequate for dispatching her foes, it would seem, if the Dretch and the ghoul corpses you found on her trail are any indication. As well, her discarded armor from when Isabel treated her late last night. Steven stands across the way, gazing out into the woods. The morning fog still thick, before it will eventually be burnt away by the late rising fall sun. It's a brisk morning. The fall days are getting shorter and shorter. It'll be winter soon. We watch as Steven returns to take a seat by the fire, his book and carving tools sitting nearby. Is there anything the two of you would like to do before the remainder of your watch passes?
I had talked about wanting to meet as a group, but, well, I know we've already stayed longer than what Xerxes was comfortable with. As much as we have to talk about, I think we probably need to push. What do you think?
Yeah, probably not a good time for a team meeting.
Okay. Well, we're in agreement. That's all she's got.
All right.
Steven's just reading some more.
So as you sit there, a few more hours pass.
And
as
I
the
can
sun-
be taking a short rest while I'm doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You both can if you need them.
Yep.
A few hours pass, and everyone kind of begins to come to. All of you achieving your night's long rest at about 10 a.m. Do what it is you need to do. For a
Who
long
needed healing?
I mean, you know Nick does.
Right, yeah. Anybody with a red dot, at least. I'm guessing.
I've
So-
got 3 hit points.
Anna, if Isabel looks like she's gonna go like heal people like at the end of the night, Anna would have offered Isabel. I forgot I had the potions.
Isabel are needed by the end.
Okay. You hold on to them.
I was looking at the homebrew rules for the healer's kit, and I wanted to do some of expending healer's kits during a short rest heal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, can I only do 1 per person? I think that's what it was. They can't.
Yeah,
be
I think
effective
that's
until-
technically what it was.
That's what you started with.
Yeah.
But
you've
I
gotten
don't-
a little loose on it.
I don't mind you doing it more than once, as we are right now. It hasn't. It's been fine. I'm okay with you expending resources to heal. That's cool.
Just depends how many healers kits you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a few for now. Yeah. Okay. Arthur, this is you. Xerxes and Clavis. And Forseal.
Oh, Forseal. Solid 8.
Figured I would do that before you had to dip into hit dice.
Michael, did we get a hit dice back from that rest or no?
Yeah, you get half your hit die back at every rest.
And clarification,
rest,
you
yeah.
should fill up half, like, so whatever half is, you should mark that and then use your hit die to reheal, correct?
Yes. Yeah, so go add half and then use. And then
So
the
just
heat
that-
that just went out.
Just out of curiosity, Michael, if let's say I've got 4 hit die, I was at 3. Would I just only go up to 4 and then start ticking down?
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
like borrow.
Yeah,
it's fine.
you get a max. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Still, it's nice to be at 2 to go up to 4 and then spend.
Yeah.
You do a hit die, you get an extra d6.
Yeah, and if anyone rolls a
Oh,
hit die, you get
forgot
that
about
extra
that.
d6.
Oh yeah, Song of Rest, right?
Yep.
Nice.
That
helps. Every bit helps.
If anybody else is still needing healing, just let me know.
Yeah, there are some potions too, I think.
Yeah, if it doesn't cost you much, I mean, throughout all of that, I'm getting there.
Would you like a potion?
No, we don't. I don't want to expend those. I just wish I weren't so dog shit at rolling.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
can do
we have-
another 2d6 for the healer's kit.
Does it cost anything?
A healer's kit, use.
Yeah, don't waste that on me.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're at half health or something like that, like we probably should waste it on you.
I'm above that. I don't want to abuse my second wind of finishing short and long rests. Like, I'll gain the second wind back from having done a long rest, but we'll have to have had more short rest before I want to abuse that.
Sure.
All right, well, I have 5 health potions if you change your mind.
No, I'm fine.
Anna's just over there juggling health potions. All right, everybody good healing wise? Cool.
Yep.
So yeah, achieving all your night's rest, your healing in the morning. A few of you have a little bit different experience in the morning. First, everyone looks around to figure out who the hell this is going to be. Clavius, you were feeling exceptionally vulnerable after the events involving the Hellhounds last night. Your body bruised, almost broken in ways that it may not have been before. So near to death it seemed to even have some effect on your effectiveness in battle. But in the end, you found yourself standing among the living. Last night you laid down for bed sore, but very exhausted. Sleep found you quickly. And a very deep sleep it was. Until the morning frost crept into camp. Normally you're quite amongst your blanket, your tent, but you just found yourself kind of continuously tossing and turning, waking up and shifting each hour with a chill. And then this time, as you woke, still gaining the benefit of your rest, you feel and then see your feet just kind of poking out your toes from the bottom of your blanket. You kind of look around, looking at it and eyeing it all up. It almost appears as if your blanket itself has shrunk, Clavius. And then you think strange, weird, and start putting your armor on, as you do each morning, kind of clamping and buckling, and it's even more snug than it was the night previous when you were putting your armor on. And you just barely brushed your head against the tent flap as it came out, something that you don't normally do.
It does. Is my AC okay?
At the moment, your AC is unaffected. Your armor still fits, but it's snug.
Jesus, I had forgotten this was a thing. This happened right after
Decades
we got
ago.
the backpack. The backpack was about the time.
I think that was the first one.
Jeez. Okay.
Eat a salad, dude.
God, does anybody else notice? Am I self-conscious?
I'm not sure.
Feet.
I'm not sure if anybody else notices as you're kind of moving around camp. But maybe someone will. Someone else. Arthur is not there. I look up and he's just gone. That's the twist. Arthur has died. In the night he passed from a fatal shart. It's gonna be quite a mess to clean up.
That way he's all the way over there.
We just leave him.
Yeah, that's why he's all the way over there. It was like explosive.
We ain't cleaning that up.
Dysentery is not pretty.
Well, I should have started with him, I guess. Looks like somebody needs to fill their beer. It's probably, at the keg. Very nice. Arthur, roll a dexterity saving throw. Just kidding. Hey, nice. Solid roll. But it was funny. You'll have to watch the video because I start talking to you and then I realized that you were just a chair. Arthur, Similar to Clavius, you had a bit of a rough night, where you actually went under during the battle. A fight where your life was in the balance. A few moments you laid there without anything you could do about it, until the warmth of the medical intervention found you conscious once more. Though quite sore and beat down and bruised, rest took you rather quickly, and you did sleep a deep and restorative sleep. Upon waking, receiving your healing as you did from Isabel in the morning, you kind of went about your usual things, like getting your stuff together, getting ready. One of the things being walking to the edge of camp to take a leak, as you often do. We don't talk about how you all do have to use the bathroom.
Me or Arthur?
Both, it turns out.
Consequently, that's where I was.
As you're standing there, steam rising off the cold ground, buckling your belt.
You're familiar with it.
You're caught completely off guard by a creature bounding from a thicket of leaves onto a boulder to your right. It's not often that you're able to be snuck up on quite like that. Even in your recovering and just awoken that spot for an opportunity to pounce, or it had some sort of unnatural ability to sneak up unseen. You stumble backwards, catching yourself before falling to the ground, as staring at you from atop the boulder is a beige and white furred, spotted feline. Its ears are dark with long tufts of black fur, has large, deeply blue eyes, and long whiskers. Its chest is solid white thicket of fur, leading down to strong legs with thickly padded paws. You are familiar with these creatures, and you know them to be called the northern lynx. A rarely aggressive, predatory feline, generally solitary creatures known to avoid humans and humanoid creatures, often keeping well out of sight, generally more plentiful around the base of the shadow sets, but sometimes can be found in the Lamnic wood, which you know is nearby. It just sits there in this rather relaxed and non-aggressive manner, just staring at you. Looks kind of like that. What do you do, Arthur?
Arthur is transfixed. So to his people of this northern part of the Laurel, the Vale, I guess, they're quite uncommon, and to ever see one's a gift enough, but to have one so close, you could write songs about. And there have been tales of some of the huntsmen and woodsmen from Bray, and from those who are closest to Mountain Heart, perhaps even befriending some of these animals. And so he's kind of stricken, but he'll stand there staring at it.
Just kind of lays down on the rock. Just kind of like a cat does. Just kind of rubs its head against the rock a little bit and just kind of flicks its little nub of a tail and just kind of watches you.
He will slowly button his trousers.
Love it.
Buckling his buckle. And he will crouch down, hold out a hand.
Sorry, just fires off a missile. Yeah, it looks at you for a moment and kind of like will leap off and kind of wander towards your hand and just kind of like rub against it. And then just start kind of wandering around the like, just kind of keeping an eye on you as it does. And then maybe just sits down and watches.
And what do you think you're doing, little kitty? Have you been watching us for some time? Have you noticed we've already got one of you, but a little bit bigger? I do not think he's as smart nor as coy as you. He'll approach it slowly, non-threatening.
Doesn't appear to mind.
I'm gonna dig around. Pulling out just a little bit of some rabbit's meat that he's got. It's a little bit dried, but offering it, not setting it out of his hand, but holding it outright in front of it.
Gonna make you roll 1 animal handling check.
Oh. Chicken and cheese!
You literally are Joe O'Brien. Oh my god.
Why do I play this game? I put myself through this week in and week out.
I just knew.
Come on. In the most dramatic of moments.
Oh my god.
Ruin it. Somebody needs to call in a designated roller for me and me only. At the big moments when it's time to make it count, throw in the DR.
Oh my god.
Maybe instead of a D20, you should just roll like 2 D10s.
No, I would find a
both
way.
be ones.
I would find a way to roll a D to ruin rolling a D2. I would ruin rolling a D2.
As you reach your hand out with the rabbit's meat, you just fumble with it and it drops to the ground, and the lynx looks at you. Why is Siri trying to talk to me? Can you not?
Sure I understand.
Look at this.
Hey Siri, why is Nick so bad at rolls?
Yeah, the rabbit meat drops to the ground, and the lynx just kind of looks at you knowingly, a little disappointed.
You're an idiot.
But we'll pick up the rabbit meat and scarf it down.
Well, I want to apologize for that. I'm recovering from quite a rough evening. Though I'm sure, as you know, as I'm sure you saw it all go down. Tell me, what did you think of those hounds?
The cat says nothing.
Why have you shown yourself now? Have you been waiting for us to return? Have you been wandering the north? Waiting for me?
Just kind of looks at you like a cat.
Should I ever see anyone I know from the north ever again, I'll have to tell them about you. You're a pretty thing, and I hope you live a long and free life. Goodbye for now. We will turn and trudge back off to the campsite.
Love it. Smushed. Arthur walks back from his morning pee.
So everyone's sort of stirring awake.
Yeah, everybody's readying themselves.
Anna will say, We've taken a risk staying here tonight, and we should probably head out as soon as everybody is ready. I know we have things to discuss, but it seems like we've been putting ourselves at even more risk by discussing them here. We may have, based on Xerxes' experience, we may have, I don't know, kicked a hornet's nest somewhere down the road, either at the cave or back at the lake, and those hellhounds could very well be tracking us. It's based on Xerxes' experience that somebody sent them. So,
Is it possible they're not tracking us? And he looks at the one-armed elf. And maybe
Sure.
her instead?
it is possible. But what is your suggestion?
Nothing, just pointed it out.
How present and cognizant is the elf?
You're muted, Michael.
Currently, not. She's just laying there.
Conscious or not so much?
No, doesn't seem conscious. Like,
Okay. Isabel, what do you make of her situation?
Can Isabel kind of do like a some sort of check to see if she's improved it at all from the previous night?
yeah. Do she seems like she should be fine, as far as you can tell. You see, the veins are not nearly as dark as they were. Not completely clear, but
It seemed like she just might need more rest, sort of thing.
yeah, you're not entirely sure. You'd think that she probably should be fine.
Has anyone seen the movie This Is the End with Seth Rogen, James Franco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will, do you know where I'm going with this quote?
I do not know.
You remember the part where they find Emma Watson playing Emma Watson, and just all of a sudden, one of them's like, "All right, well, I think we're all on the same page. We're not gonna rape her." And everyone just turns like, "Wait, what?" No one was even thinking about that, and he wakes up, hear them talking about that, and then kicks their ass. So,
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
I guess Isabel will say to Arthur. And anybody that's listening nearby. She should be doing better than she is, but she's not bad. But there's definitely something else. Did Michael, do you remember, this is a while ago, do you remember if I grabbed any extra of that solution in the 0.5 session?
Ooh, good question. I don't recall if you did.
I just remember thinking about it, but I never wrote it. I don't think I wrote it down.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I just assumed I don't have anything. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But we'll likely have to carry it.
Will she fit in the backpack?
Anna will go and try to shake her awake.
How forcibly?
Like, pretty decently forcibly. She's not like, I mean, she's not gonna smack her, but she's not like being gentle. Like she's shaking her. Just to see.
Hey, hello in there. What do you got that's worth living for, huh? Anyone? Okay, good. Thank you.
As you begin to shake her, you see her like start to move a bit. And she looks at you and like meets you in the eyes, and you can see that she's there. Someone is there. What are you doing? Where am I? And she kind of like backs up as much as she can, and then kind of looks around and sees the lot of you surrounding her.
What language was that in?
Common.
Okay.
Where am I? Who are you? And she's kind of like clutching at her arm.
Easy now, she-wolf. You're in good hands. You're in the best of hands in all these lands.
Oh God.
Look at Isabel. That's the closest to Ramsey we're going to get this session.
That's sad. That's just sad.
Perhaps not.
Yeah, we'll see who lives and who dies.
The night is young. The night is young.
This crossover episode's about to happen.
The crossover everyone's been dying for. Whose hands am I in?
Anna will look at her and will say, "We found you in the cave. You've been hurt. We're trying to heal you. But we're in danger, and we need to move. If you can walk, we need to go, and we need to go now. We can explain more later, but your life is in danger on your own out here."
Persuasion check.
Oh, I should have taken a different. At least I didn't do the thing where I made myself bad at persuasion checks.
Fair.
Pretty good.
Where are you going?
For now, we're heading north. Toward Bray.
Toward Bray? You can't go to Bray. Why are you going to Bray?
Why can't we, Shield?
There's nothing there. There's nothing to be found. What brings you to Bray? Who are you?
We are going to Mountain Heart. I'm passing through.
Where are you from?
We're from the south, and we won't hurt you. We're here to help you, and we hope that you have answers to questions that have been burning in our minds.
She looks like confused. From the south, are you from Briarwood?
Aye. We're from Briarwood.
It is true.
What's
Why Mountain Heart? That's where the others went, isn't it? Mountain Heart?
What do you mean?
The others?
Yes, another group from Briarwood.
You've met them?
No, but I know of them.
How did you come to know of them?
They were found years ago.
Who found them?
Who? Us.
And who are you?
Sarah, pardon me, Varisara of Greyforge. Are you from the? Did the Lord of Briarwood send you?
You have a lot of questions, and we'd like to answer them, and we can answer them on the road. But we need to head out. We could spend hours talking here, but we have good reason to think we've been tracked. You can either come with us, or you can stay.
I'm to go south. I'm not to go north.
Forgive my friend. I'm afraid she speaks out of haste and experience, but you've got to come with us for protection. There's no way that you can travel south on your own. And unless you can tell us now, and very specifically why we should not head towards Bay, that is where we've got to go quickly.
She looks a little flustered. How far are we from Bray?
Good jump on the map.
30 miles.
We can jump to the map.
About
50 miles.
2 days, maybe more from Bray. Depending on the path we take. It lies to the north and west.
I'm to understand you giving me a choice.
We're not taking you hostage. Please know that. But we've got to move. We were hunted in the night.
What hunts you?
Fiendish
Who
animals
hunts you?
of flame and fume.
Hellhounds tracked us here in the night when you slept.
I'll come with you for a time. But I can leave whenever I want.
We are not your captors, and it's not our mission. We cannot mold you. We only wish to safeguard you and hope that you might answer questions. That
My things. Then I can have my things.
Of course, you can have your things.
She'll kind of start walking like over to her stuff and start kind of looking through.
How stable and steady does she seem on her feet?
Like someone that just woke up. She's definitely nursing that arm, as it is fairly tender.
Arthur's going to be making eyes at Anna. Just like, what do you think? Is this about how you expected? We obviously can't keep her if she wants to leave, but at the same time, like...
Anna will just kind of like just stare at you flatly and just be like, are we ready to leave?
Sarah's gonna walk over and help her pick up her things, since, she has one arm.
She'll like look at you like strangely for a moment. And you too, you're from Bray. Or Briarwood.
Well, sort of, not originally, but I met all these guys in Briarwood. That's kind of where we all met up before we all left off. I'm originally from Krazik. It's kind of across the ocean, to the east. I think.
Would you mind helping me? And she kind of motions to her armor, which she seems to be having trouble putting on.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
Just leather armor, if anyone's wondering. So yeah, she'll start putting on her armor and kind of sling her bag kind of over her back. She looks a little put off by her bow. And she'll put on her sword belt as well.
Does she or did she have any sort of reaction to Arthur wearing the armor that he's in?
She doesn't appear to have necessarily noticed at this point. Taking everything in. So you're unsure, I guess, at this point. If that's something that you're looking for.
Is it her right arm or left arm that's cut off?
It is her boop boop beep bop bop. Did I write that down? It is her non-dominant arm. We're gonna go left for funsies.
You should have just stopped at that. It's your non-dominant arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just guess.
Junk.
We'll go.
Someone hand her a pen. See how her penmanship is.
That's right. I don't know.
See what happens.
It's her non-dom.
So after helping her with her armor on, Sarah's gonna basically introduce himself and be like, "I don't know if I caught your name. My name's Saru."
Very Sarah. You can just call me Sarah.
You don't have to be sorry. It's no trouble at all.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm just Sarah.
Oh, like Sarah.
Yeah,
Except
like
different.
that.
So you're like Anna, except Anna, but actually it's Anna.
And who's
Is that an
Anna?
elf thing? He'll point to Anna.
Yes, I guess it is an elf thing. Saru then.
Yep. You said you had to go south. Where were you? What's down south?
Well, it's you seem to know. You're from the south. Briarwood, actually. That's where I was headed.
Oh, do you were you and your companions going there? Was it just you by yourself?
No, it was my companions as well.
Do you remember what happened in the last 2 days? He looks at her arm
Yeah, she kind of looks down.
Insinuating, do you remember where you lost,
Yeah, she kind of looks down. and,
his body.
Yeah, I remember much after the, and she'll look at her arm. After that, I remember less. You see her just kind of looks around, and she looks like she's kind of searching her mind, kind of focused.
Would you be able to tell us what happened up to that? And then he'll glance over to Anna and be
Anna,
what was that swordsman's name?
Anna will, she was kind of on her way to butt in and be like, Saru, give her a minute. Give Sarah a minute. We need to move. We have plenty of time to talk, but we can't. We've already lingered here too long.
Yes, she said you'd been followed. We should. Yeah, I'll travel with you for a time. But I'll have to be on my way. I can't delay too long. But seeing as you're from where I'm going, it might be useful.
Very well.
And she'll kind of fall in line with you all. As you head northerly direction. Give me like a marching order, maybe. Just whoever wants to be at the front, just do it like north to south. Just throw everybody up there. I knew that was happening.
Basically next to Sarah, continuing said conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you would have noticed that Anna was like, she's kind of on edge. Anna's kind of on edge, and just wanted to move. So
you can be in. You don't have to be in a straight line either. You can be like 2 by 2 is fine. Easy to travel.
Arthur? And normally she sits in like the back of the party, but she's going to be up front, roaming with Arthur.
Awesome. Arthur will want to have a little bit of an aside, a quick brief. So, what do you make it? She seems indifferent.
I have a lot
towards her new situation.
It's complicated. We need time to talk without her around.
Do you think she puts us in danger?
She might put me in danger. Besides that, I don't know. She seems like she can handle a blade. But, like I said, it's more than I can explain at the moment, but...
I hope so.
I don't know if we can trust her.
Well, I'm not one to let somebody die out in the middle of the night, but these are some strange...
She was a good girl. She was good. She was a good kid. I don't want to leave her here either, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
We'd better be on guard. I don't like it. Everything keeps getting stranger, and nothing makes sense. I expected something different across the wall. I did not expect this.
Neither did I.
And you march?
Can I just say I've never seen such a shit-eating grin as Michael when you just said everything gets stranger and nothing makes sense.
Eat it. Eat more. This makes me happy. As the confusion continues, let's take a break. Refill your beers. Go pee.
I don't have to pee. I'm fine.
Well,
get a beer.
Get a beer. Yeah. What the hell? That means you're not drinking enough.
I still remember it, as vivid now as it was those 5 years ago, the day everything changed. People have many names for it now. The Skyfall, the Day of Calamity, the Reckoning, and of course, the Burning. Though its anniversary marks the end of the primordial incursion, it is not a day of celebration nor festival. It is a day of remembrance, of fear, and of quiet contemplation. For above all, that was the day the gods vanished. As the Vale's elite fight for control of the region, grasping and clawing for power in the vacuum created by the events surrounding the Burning, the common folk are faced with the uncertainty brought on by the ever-growing list of factions vying for control of the many cities and kingdoms of the Vale. Outside the walls of these cities, where the cutthroat politics and warring factions are the main dangers, is a world of vastly untamed wilderness. Though the civilizations of the region may be dangerous and corrupt, they represent points of light in a vast darkness. Only those with true means of protecting themselves have even the smallest chance of survival when faced with the foreboding darkness of the burnt lands.
You have been chosen, each and every one of you, for a reason. That reason is unique for each of you. Some of you because of who you are. Others because of what you have accomplished thus far. And the rest for the potential that lies within you, waiting to come to the surface. This charter beyond the God's Wall will shape the kingdom of Briarwood, if not the entire realm of mortals, in this age of ash and in the ages to come. You chosen few will lead us in the refounding of the Vale of L'Oreal, in the name of the kingdom of Briarwood and the Dawn. Now go forth and bring glory upon our kingdom. The hope of the realm is upon you, and the faith of Briarwood shall be with you every step of the way.
All right. So, a group of you start heading out, and your aim being, are you trying to meet that river and just follow it up, or are you just trying to head direct to Bray? Towards Bray, I should say. What's the plot?
That's an Arthur question, but I assumed we were doing the river.
Yeah, unless there's anybody that thinks otherwise, he's going to begin to kind of lead them along the edge of the Heart River.
Cool.
On the southerly side.
Love it. So yeah, as you kind of get going, and once you get out of that wooded area that you were in, it kind of opens up, and this looks to be mostly, it was probably farmland. It doesn't appear, to be cultivated like it was before. It's just kind of rolling fields for the most part. There's some trees, there's some areas of sparse tree, but I mean, for the most part, until you get up closer to Bray, it's pretty wide open, which is pretty normal. But yeah, walking along, a couple things of note. Arthur, about 40 or so feet, maybe a little further behind, every so often you note that you see that that Northern Lynx is just following the lot of you along. You see it every once in a while. It doesn't seem to be necessarily hiding. Doesn't seem to be necessarily stalking in a prey manner, but it is just kind of trotting along behind you guys, keeping pace, not really gaining.
Later on in the afternoon, when there's some sort of a natural sequence to find pause in the journey, kind of as they're resting by the river, kind of refilling water skins or something, Arthur will step a little bit up river of the group and pretend he's not really focusing on what's around him, but he will draw forth from one of his pouches some specialty dry salmon that he has been carrying with him.
Wow. Just leave it on the ground?
No. Come on, does he see this thing?
Yeah. Just kind of a little ways back near a tree. It's just staring at you.
I would have counted myself lucky in 100 lifetimes to have seen you in person. And to think that you're following us. It only makes me think that you're looking to pick one of us off. Or you're some kind of divine thing sent to see us through this. So what are you? You will begin walking towards the links.
Just stands there, stares.
I can't think many others have seen you. You generally tend to keep out of sight. So what is it? What is it that you want? Continue walking towards it, kind of slowly, talking to it. Loudly enough, but also under his breath of sorts. His words aren't going to travel. But it's almost as if pondering to himself, but certainly loud enough for the lynx to hear.
Doesn't move. Doesn't move at all. Just watches. Looking at that salmon.
Who did that?
I should post that in the chat. Post that for the vid to see. Arthur will come within a few paces of it again, kind of getting down on his haunches. Would you like some of this? It's something I've been saving. Or perhaps sometimes get desperate when I need an extra taste of home. But you've been a good reminder of what home is. And if anything, the best homecoming I could have ever have hoped to receive. Would you like it? I'll hold it out, offering it once more.
Roll that check.
Come on.
Unbelievable.
I like that this like in-game version of Nick's Connor Mullen Vanity Project, like we're all getting to watch it like unfold with the rolls and everything. It's just too good.
You know
Again,
what? If I were to write a spin piece on this roll, I'd say it's progress. And progress can't be stopped.
Oh man, it's so good. I cannot believe you've done this. A 1 and then a 2. God, it's too good.
I mean, you know, at some point you just get mad of things to be. You just get tired of things to be mad at. And
Yeah.
There's just no anger left. It's just, you find other feelings to associate. You know, you go through the anger, you go through the sadness, the denial, and eventually you get to a place of peace with it.
Yeah, peace and just.
Are you at that place, or are you still angry?
No. I think I completely burned out of the other feelings. I think I'm at acceptance.
It's good. It's good. You gotta accept it.
I feel like it's healthy.
Because
I
the
feel
salmon falls to the ground and gets dirt on it.
As
Again.
soon as I've hit acceptance, I mean, it's just nat 20s from here on.
Nat 20s from here on out. Sharpshooter nat 20s from here on out. The lynx does eat the dirty salmon that you feed it.
I'm sorry.
And again, just looks at you so like knowingly.
I've carried this for so long. I've dropped it in the dirt.
It like there's something in its look. It just kind of stares at you. You can't tell if it's disappointment or just a cat, you know?
But Lave Malinx, I would have picked anyone other than me too. I didn't know why you follow me. Unless there's just nobody more interesting to follow. Surely I'll lead you to disappointment.
As you travel onward, this whole time, Sarah, as she has introduced herself, has been quiet, kind of taking it all in, noting that you guys are moving a little quickly today as you're trying to possibly avoid being tracked, followed. But yeah, she's kind of, at this point, speaking when spoken to. Is what it seems. As you guys are all kind of going together, is there anything that anyone wants to do with or without her is fine. Like, if anyone needs to talk to each other also.
Does she ever talk about what happened leading up to losing her arm? Since I asked before we left.
She does not bring it up.
Cooper dog.
Sorry,
I'd
dog
ask her
got a
again.
ball stuck on.
Just general, like, so you remember leading up to the incident, were you traveling with the blade slinger, longsword dude? Did you know him? So on and so forth. Know him well, maybe.
Yes, where was it you said that you found me?
In that, I don't know, it was a little shed hut thing in the middle of the woods?
That's definitely not where we found her.
Oh, her in the cave.
Aye.
The cave under the old ugly pig troll bridge?
It's a cave. I do remember the cave. Some. I saw it there. Thought it would be a good place to find shelter. Yes, we were traveling south, the group of us. We stopped at that shed you mentioned. Seems you found it as well. I can't help but notice, and she'll kind of nod to Arthur. Was he dispatched of? The one whose armor that belongs to?
Kind of? Sort of? I mean, yes, but then he kind of came back to life in an angry cloud of dust. And then we, I guess, killed that too. Or vacuumed it, I don't know. However you kill that.
He was the one that did this. She kind of motioned to her arm. To me. It's good to know that he's gone.
So he did it on purpose?
I don't know what's this about him turning into something?
Oh, I don't really know what exactly you would call it, I guess, but he attacked us and then we fought back, and and he eventually fell to the ground, and then shortly after he started kind of convulsing or writhing, and all of a sudden kind of out of him a red, angry cloud thing continued fighting. I wasn't really totally involved in the fight. I kind of came in at the tail end. I think Anna and Arthur were definitely in there to begin with, so they might have better answers for you.
And Anna, she's the one over there, right?
Yeah, she's the other elfie lady. And Arthur's the kind of weird guy. who talks funny and really likes belt buckles.
Right. And she's, Anna, she's from Briarwood as well? You're all from Briarwood?
Oh, that's where I first met most of these guys. But I don't know specifically where they were before Briarwood. I know Arthur's from somewhere up here, because he's familiar with the north.
And you're headed
Or I just
to
don't remember.
Martin Heart, eventually? That's the plan.
That's where we were told to go.
And that was by the Lord of Briarwood, then?
Yes? I don't remember.
You answer strongly yes.
Yeah.
Is this conversation, like, how audible is it to the group?
Saru's probably a lot louder than she is.
It's just normal, yeah.
She's seeming, she's trying to just talk to Saru, but if people are close by, they might be able to hear her. People would probably be able to hear Saru.
Anna can only hear Saru, but she will turn back and just gonna say, "Going to divulge all our secrets, Saru? With somebody we just met?"
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pry. I'm just trying to learn what's all going on here.
As am I. He will... we can talk about that later. Do you like music?
Yes. Sure.
Like, more upbeat music? More sad music?
Generally sad, I guess.
It's kind of depressing. Have you been talking to Isabel?
And which one's that?
She's the dreary fedora-wearing character over there. With the steely blue eyes, kind of like mine. She doesn't talk very much.
Let's see. You all just kind of met, it seems. Not very familiar with each other.
No, it was really just kind of a... We were all told that we were being put together for a second quest group to kind of go after the first one, and
yes,
set off, and here we are.
I've heard of that first one you mentioned. They're in Greyforge, beyond the wall. Look at Nick's face. I love that.
I'm not really sure where they were or where they are. We just...
Well, they
supposedly went missing, and
they're in Greyforge. They were found by one of our scouting parties.
Where exactly is Greyforge?
Oh, that's right. You're not from around here. North. Northeast.
Is it anywhere close to Mountain Heart?
Close, I guess. Closer than Briarwood is.
Who would he tell? He wouldn't tell anybody specific. Hey guys, Sara says that the first expedition is in Greyforge. Should we maybe go there instead of Mountain Heart? This was loud enough that everybody could hear.
Yeah.
Unless somebody is like way.
People can engage if they want. Like we don't have to.
Yeah.
No, no one else is talking, so yeah.
I know. I'm not criticizing you, Bartlett. I'm just saying like we don't have to. We don't have to feel like we have to shoehorn in.
Oh no. Just jump in. I'm assuming this is happening while we're walking. Like we're literally just walking and talking.
Absolutely.
Unless
Yeah,
we're
I would
waiting
just.
on.
I mean, were we gonna go like another 15 minutes of hey, the other party's alive and in Greyforge before like somebody being like, I'm sorry, what?
I mean, Bartlett did
Tell
just
me.
he did just say to the group, it'd just take a minute.
Yeah. Here's your opening.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Because Anna wouldn't did. I mean, Connor was extremely curious to hear that they were in Greyforge, but I had already established that I was outside the conversation, so I appreciate it.
Michael, do you have a record scratch soundbite?
I should. Nick's just eyeball moving closer to the camera.
So Clavius would know where Greyforge is, and at the even remotest hint of the party having any inkling of perhaps going northeast instead of northwest, would, like, for anybody who's noticing him, which is probably nobody, because he's at the back of the line, would bristle up pretty good.
Anna would turn around and then come up and look at Sara and be like, they made it to Greyforge. Do you know who was in that party?
No, I really don't. I haven't met any of them. There was 3 or 4 of them, I believe.
Did you see them?
I've never seen them, no. But they're known. Even the commoners know that they were found and that there's others out there.
Are they still in Greyforge?
Yes, the Queen is gifted them a place to stay.
Is Selvarani still the Queen?
Oh yes. Selvarani, Her Illustrious Excellency, High Queen of Greyforge, Shield of the Vale, Exarch of the Dawn Lands, Glorious Pillar of the Ream, Defender of the Path, Chosen of Sin, Rightful Queen and Savior of the Vale.
Oh, so she's added Chosen of Sin to her titles, has she?
She was chosen. As I hear, was the Lord of Briarwood.
What's chosen of sin?
That he's it's of my knowledge that you too have a Dawnwall of sorts. What was it?
The God's Wall?
A God's Wall?
Arthur would like to make like a perception or a survival or some kind of check to just be like, okay, if we are going to sit down and hash this out, like at the same time, it would also behoove us to not be welcoming of more hellhounds and or hell bats or hell anything as we kind of hash this out. Yeah. I like rocks,
it.
Dragon, you know.
Yellow-eyed, supernatural, glowy creatures in the night.
You know, Bartlett.
Yeah, roll survival check.
I would just say that Xerxes is, first of all, pretty incredulous of everything that she's saying, especially when she said the word commoner. Even the commoners know. And he's been on edge the entire time with his gun out while we've been walking. Not necessarily related, but he is also he's also making sure that we're not being followed. So he's with me there.
Yeah, so Arthur, you kind of scan around. You don't see anything like that you feel puts you in immediate danger, and you do find this kind of area next to the river, maybe, that kind of, so you have the river on one side, and you have like kind of some rocks or a small, like, you know, crevice-y area, craggy area that you guys can kind of sit down in, that kind of keeps you out of, you know, sight. You're not trouncing through the plains or something. If that is stopping is what you would like to do.
If you hit us with another very large crocodile.
Me? Me? If I? And we'll just say this, like, kind of brown area is your little craggy area. Craggy zone. Little crag zone. You want a little blue water? Give a little blue water for you. Water. Oh. Happy draw. Water all the way down. Oh, God. Like that?
Maybe I'll draw it next time.
Yeah. I got other things
Sorry,
to worry
I'm busy.
about.
Yep. I'm thinking about where to take this conversation next.
Yeah, you've already designated yourself the drawer.
That's fine. I wasn't aware I was having to draw a river.
Well. Oh. Don't have the right tool selected.
So anyway,
you guys are up here. We'll say.
Sarah will continue on, and he'll ask Sarah, were you in Greyforge when they arrived? And do you know when that was? How long ago?
Over a year ago. I don't recall exactly. I was in Greyforge, probably, yes. I haven't been much anywhere else. I was, yes, inside the wall at least.
Can we start from the beginning?
Why
are you headed to Briarwood?
to speak with your leader, the Lord of Briarwood, to deliver a message from the Queen.
And what message might that be?
She's quite long-winded, but
boil it down.
It's I've got it here on my. It's written.
Anna will take it if she's offering it.
Yeah, she does. She'll allow. Oh, you to take it. Anna, in your thing is a note that you're more than welcome. It's not there yet. It's almost there. It should be there now. You're more than welcome to read it for the good people of the stream. That's us.
Lord of Briarwood.
I don't know. We got 21 views on the last video, so unless a lot of us are doubling up,
yeah, how many?
we might have a following. We're about to break.
Lord of Briarwood, the great city of Greyforge has found itself reborn in this new world filled with death, plague, and corruption. We have been chosen, protected by the divine grace of the dawn, of Sin himself. And, as I am told by a small band that claims within a southern God's wall, so it seems, are you. These last few years have been quite trying for Greyforge, even more so than those years before the events that ended the Primordial's incursion into our realm. But Greyforge has become stronger now than ever before. The Great Dawn Wall may have protected us from the flames that shaped our new world, but the Keeper of the Flame does not wish us to stay behind it forever. We shall not cower. We shall not wait idly by. Instead, we shall find the strength to forge a new path outward, our eyes set on taking back our veil. We have received your charter, intended for Mountain Heart, the same city that hid from the Primordials some time ago. Mountain Heart cannot lend you nor Greyforge any help in these times. And why should we want it? The capital has fallen for a reason. The corruption found them first. The incursion was a test, and the gods found it unwise to protect the dwarves from their own folly. Cowardice is not something to be rewarded, and Mountain Heart's fate was to be an example. I do not blame you for seeking the help of the dwarves, for how could you know your true allies would be found in Greyforge, the true capital of our Vale? It was only by the blessing of the Dawn Father himself that we found your charter when we did. The truest blessing was that the corruption of these lands hadn't taken all of their minds. It was by divine intervention that our cross paths. I have granted them new life here in Greyforge to recover from the horrible toll dealt to them by traveling, unprepared, into the unknown. How could you have known the horrible things that awaited their unprepared, unprotected minds? The gods test us daily still. Always remember, you are among the chosen, a true son of sin. Not only has Greyforge spent the last few years building up our great strength to defend our lands against foreign invaders, we have scouted well beyond the safety of our Dawn Wall in order to better understand these plague lands we have been forced to deal with in these trying times. A corruption of the Abyss infects much of the land between our walls. But that corruption is not all that must be dealt with. To your northeast, the horrors of the deep encroach upon our lands, towards Mountain Heart. Frenzied tribes plan their assaults on our cities. And of course, we mustn't forget what invaders may lie beyond our veil, both on this plane and the next. We must eradicate these threats and defend our veil. We must, with the strength of Greyforge in the north, think of the possibilities for Briarwood and its citizens in this new world we can build together. A partnership chosen by the Dawn is the only way for Briarwood to truly thrive in this rapidly evolving world. Protect yourself and all your citizens within your God's wall by joining our cause. Do not doom your citizens to the same fate of the cowardice dwarfs entombed beneath the mountain. Align yourselves with the true power, the shield of the Vale. As a show of good faith, I ask that you send your most trusted emissaries back with mine own, north towards Greyforge. They must be prepared for sights worse than they saw during the time of the Primordials. But as my emissaries found their way to you, they can safely lead yours back to Greyforge. Send only your best, so that we may begin the talks that will forever shape the future of the Vale. I can look forward to our eventual meeting, good Lord of Briarwood. Together we can raise the South to match the might and ferocity of the North, and secure this Vale for millennia to come. Her illustrious Excellency, High Queen of Greyforge, Shield of the Vale, Exarch of the Dawn Lands, glorious Pillar of the Realm, Defender of the Path, Chosen of Sin, rightful Queen and Savior of the Vale, Selrani of the House Rylinia.
What's sin?
Sintrell, the god. Sin. Sintrell was named after him. He is the head of the Dawn Pantheon.
Before speaking, Clavius is going to take a quick glance at the writing of that letter. And just because I have to say everything out loud to be sure.
Everyone can now see that letter since you've heard it. I've just made it visible to everyone.
Do I speak?
It's in on us. I am checking that currently. I don't believe so. But if you do, I'll let you know.
Clavius will say, it sounds like it was written by a religious zealot. Tell me, Sarah, have you seen proof of any gods since the day of burning? Yourself, have you seen them yourself? Any evidence?
The Dawn Wall. I mean, it's evidence enough. I hear you have one to the south.
We do. That happened the day of the burning. But after that?
No, I guess not. Why are you asking me this?
How was the Queen so certain of her divine appointment then?
I do not pretend to be her, but the High Lictor is in Greyforge.
Who is the High Lictor?
High Lictor Onal Saris of Sintrell. He made his way before the burning. He foretold that the walls would rise.
Would that sound familiar to me, having been there in Central right up until that point?
Yes, so the High Lictor is basically like the religious head, not the like, it's kind of like the third tier guy of Centrell, which was very, very religious based, as their knights were the paladins of sin. Centrell was kind of like this religious, the gods rule, and their head would speak to the gods.
And that idea of foretelling of the wall going up?
Sounds a little bit out there.
So tell me, why does your queen, that seems to know all that has ever been and all that ever will be, is the protector of the people on her side of the wall and Briarwood's side of the wall? What of everyone not on their sides of the walls? Are they the damned? Are they the doomed? Do you pretend to be the divine protected?
Who do you speak of?
What of everyone else? What of those of Bray? Are they doomed to the fire of hell?
They're all dead.
You say that with such certainty.
I've seen Bray with my own eyes.
Where did you find the first charter?
They were near Mountain Heart, is what I'm to understand.
This mentions villages, attacks. Is that coming from north of the Shadow Sets?
No, there's tribals, peoples. I'm unsure. I've not seen them. I've heard of them. A bunch of barbarians of some type. I'm not sure.
Are they in the lands that were affected by the incursion?
Yeah. Yes. They're in the Plague Lands, is what we call them.
So there are people who live there.
I don't know what they are. If they're like the husks that walk around here, or if they're similar to the shades, I don't know.
And you planned to travel all the way to Briarwood by yourself?
No, not by myself. No, I had a group with I was to understand you found them. You're wearing the armor of the Bladesinger that did this to me.
Steven's gonna like kick Arthur in the shin, and like, dude, the bodies.
Easy now, little pup. That group is dead and gone. What were your plans then?
What were my plans when?
What are your plans now? You plan to travel south by yourself? When you speak of naught but death and ruin throughout the land?
I think you're putting my words in that note's mouth. I didn't write the note.
You intend to follow it?
Aye, I intend to deliver it.
Can you flip back to the map?
Yeah.
Flip back to your original accent.
I can't do it when you start talking to me like this. This is what I do. You killed me. I could just feel it happening, and I was just like, well, I guess this is it now.
What happened in the hut?
Here's a big one, Matt.
What happened to the Blade Singer? And she'll like lock eyes with Sarah. What happened to Tamir?
I don't know. I don't know. We picked him up on our way. He was fine. He was as normal. He was dutiful. He was everything that he'd always been. And he just snapped. I don't know what it was. He completely changed. Everything about him changed. We were resting. I was talking to him.
Hard to carve a wood block, man.
You hit an artery.
Hard.
Even just sits down and starts carving a wood block after Arthur yelled at him.
The knife slips and hits the links.
He just...
He murdered them all. He tried to murder me. I think he thought he did. I laid there for a long time. Just sat there. Just whispering. Finally got enough courage to make a run for it, and I made it out the side. Figured he'd be chasing me, but I don't think he did. By the sounds of it.
When we made it to the hut, there was a symbol. It looked like some... Well, it looked like someone had tried to summon something. It's my imperfect guess. Was that not there?
There was nothing. No, it was abandoned, an abandoned old house. We checked it. We went upstairs. We kind of blockaded the upstairs. We blockaded the windows just in case. No, there was nothing. No symbol. No. He must have done that.
Had you encountered any enemies between Greyforge and the hut up until this time? Or had it been smooth sailing?
We'll find out what Andrew says.
I tell you what.
Put it in the chat.
Had you encountered any enemies between Greyforge and the hut, or had it been smooth sailing?
Not much, no. We traveled through the Lamnik Woods. We didn't encounter much, nothing out of the ordinary. There's a few beasts, but we were able to avoid most of the plague, the husks. Have you encountered much on your travel north?
You've said that word now a couple times. What do you mean by the husks?
The I don't know, the dead. The ones that walk with the fires in their eyes.
You've seen one of those.
There's many. About you say you're going to Mountain Heart. There's many in Mountain Heart.
Well, then we shall see for ourselves. For we've got naught but your word. That's all that's there. And that is where we're going.
You can go where you like. I'm thankful that you found me. I am.
Why did the Queen not send the first expedition with you to go south? Knowing that they could give an eyewitness account and they would be believed.
I can't tell you why the Queen did what she did. I don't know. I just did what I was told. Like I said, I've not met them. I don't know what kind of shape they're in. As far as you can tell, it seems like she's telling the truth. I mean,
Do you remember how many people were in your group?
Yeah, there's 4 plus to me.
Arthur, were there 4 bodies? Or Isabel? Or whoever actually went in the shed?
Were there 4 bodies?
There was 4.
I don't know. I never went in, I don't
They
think
were also
so.
cut up, so.
Yeah. It was a lot of.
There were at least parts indicative.
Yeah.
The parts
plus
added
or
up to
minus
4
4
people.
bodies.
Yeah. Plus a hand.
Although there was this extra appendage.
There was this extra forearm. Oh, sorry.
It was like a baby's arm holding an apple. So tell us, Shelf. What are your plans now? What are your intentions?
I hope to get some information from you to make my travels easier.
You intend to go south?
That's what I'm meant to do, yes. Cintrell, is it, have you seen it?
It's gone.
On the path south from here? Anything to avoid?
The husks.
Open fields,
The dragon.
horse-eating flying lizards.
Hellhounds and wizard towers.
Bodies of water.
Maybe an extra emphasis on the dragon.
Where was the dragon?
Near the land neck.
I don't know what you're hoping to find. Like I said, there's nothing gray and only husks in Mountain Heart.
Well, then we'd better go see it for ourselves.
Yeah, up to.
if you survive, if you make it north, if you go to Greyforge, tell them what happened. Tell them I'm the only one left. Tell them I went on.
Is there anything that you can give to us that should we go to Greyforge still believe that we mean no harm?
Yeah, give us like a note or something.
Perhaps your other arm. He doesn't have
No,
Yeah,
no,
yes,
no.
please. Take it. Take it. She kind of starts looking through her things.
Sarah, are you intending to leave us now that we've exchanged information?
She kind of looks to see where the sun's at.
Maybe in the morning?
Well, then you'll be traveling north, only to travel south by then.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
She pulls out of her bag a necklace. With it on the end is a holy symbol of sin.
They'll know this is mine.
Extends it out to anyone to take, for anyone to take.
Anna will take it.
Great. You can just put Sarah's necklace or something in your character sheet.
And how would they know that we didn't take it off your corpse?
Can't say that they will, I guess. If you tell them what's happened, that's all I can give you. I can write
Sarah.
something. I can write something.
It is fine. Sarah. What do they say happened to me?
Happened to who?
Lestriana. What did they say?
I don't even know her.
What did your sister tell you about what happened to me? If you're going to be on your way, I have got to know.
Lester, how do you know her?
Anna will pull her arm back, and she'll, for anyone who's looking, so where she normally cuts herself, right here, it's a little scarred, but there's this tattoo. So it's like pretty scarred, but if you like look at it, there's a tattoo of the Greyforge symbol, which is like a crest. We have. I'll look for it.
Yeah, it is a crest with like kind of this winding path, kind of like on a shield, and I think it's crossed with swords, if I remember right from my dome. And Sarah kind of looks at you and looks at that and like looks really confused, and she'll look to her forearm of the arm that is intact and has a matching, obviously not heavily scarred version of that tattoo.
What did Syl say became of me, Sarah?
You're alive? You're alive? How long have you been in Briarwood this whole time?
It's been about 6 years since I left Central.
The letter said you got sick. Saris, Orno Saris said you got sick.
He did. Well, listen.
What's happened to you? You look terrible.
Well, you have your sister partially to thank for that. Did she enjoy her position in Central? after I was gone? She got rid of me, Sarah. Surely you know our family's politics better than this.
I don't understand.
Anyways, I will have no problem getting in front of Selrani, telling her the truth. You've been... well, you were always one of the good ones.
Amarael's dead.
Amarael's dead?
If you're alive...
Is...
Zamus is sick. Anna.
She's sick.
If you're alive...
What happened to Amarael?
The same sickness that we thought took you.
You see her, like, her posture, like, kind of like, she's getting a little more crouchy, like a little more, like, recoiled. And she's, like, kind of shaking a little bit.
Sarah. I'm still alive. Your sister, well, from what I can remember, she tried to get rid of me. And she mostly succeeded, as you can see. But apparently Sin had other plans for me. Did my mother make it? Did my father make it? Did Ridvin?
Ridvin's alive, yes. Your mother is alive. Your father has passed. I can't believe you're here. I don't know.
Imagine my shock dragging you out of a cave. Crying out for Syl.
You're sure? She did this.
I'm sure. Well, in me probably wasn't her, but she envied my position. She outmaneuvered me. The last thing I remember her telling me is, do you think I would have done this without Selrani's permission? As a club took me to the side of the head. I woke up in the back of a cart on the way to Briarwood. I don't know what happened. But you know how it goes. It's all fair. It's all fair in Rylandia politics.
She kind of looks around and sees that everyone's just kind of looking on.
I don't know what to do now. You can't go on. There's only death where you're going.
You'll have to forgive me if I can't take Selrani's word quite at its face value anymore. we need to see. If you would like to join us, keep it safe. Sounds like I moved up a peg in the throne. Keep me alive.
What happens when you see? What happens when all of you see?
Well, we haven't quite figured that part out. Our task is to go to Mountain Hut, make contact, and return.
I'll travel with you for the rest of until. I need time to think. I'll travel with you for a time. If you'll have me.
Seems like you've spoken truthfully.
How does she seem to be faring, constitution-wise, stamina-wise, health-wise?
Seems to be as, Rizal as the rest of you currently. You can make a medicine check if you want to get it more detailed. But yeah, generally, she's keeping up. She looks a little, shook right now, but that's for other reasons, it seems.
And how do you handle yourself with a blade?
Probably better before. There's always one for a bow. Don't think I'll be using that much. Then she kind of looks through her bag, and I do have some of these, and she has a few what looks to be healer's kits. I think I can still manage to use them with just the one hand. You should see her traits list.
Well, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, Sarah. But I will be watching. You'll have to forgive me, but the last time I trusted a Wikile Lace, it ended poorly.
Don't blame you. I don't blame you. I haven't been too close to Bray. We met Tamir on the outskirts, kind of near the Overlook. It's bad. The Abyss is said to have found it first, so just prepare yourself. And she kind of looks over to Arthur, who seems to have had kind of more interest in Bray through these talks, and maybe she recognizes the accent, but
Remind me, Michael, do all of our characters know of the rumors of disease in Bray, or was that something that was said and only Isabel knew?
yeah, people knew that Bray got a sickness for a while before. I mean, it was a while back, but yeah. You're probably all fairly aware, maybe not Saru.
And is there a role?
He's not from here.
No idea.
Is there a role we can do to see if we put 2 and 2 together on Tamir having been in Bray or on the border of Bray? And
There's a
him.
role you can do. I don't know if I'll tell you the answer either way. I mean, you can put whatever pieces of the puzzle together as you want. I don't know if they fit together.
Oh, I think you do. Animal hand.
What?
Easy.
Hey, you can roll
You're
better
gonna
than a 4 on an animal handling tonight. I'm gonna hurt you.
Religion. We'll
Yeah, you can roll.
do our religion. Yeah, I can beat a 4.
He did beat a 4.
Look who can beat 4s. Ooh.
Ooh, big guy rolling 5s. Yeah, I mean, I think Clavius thinks he's on to something, whether that's something that's, factual or not. That's kind of to be seen at this point. Don't know. It could be the answer, but
Michael.
Yo.
What were the symptoms of the disease when Isabel was in play?
Fever.
Lost of taste, lost of smell.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of just like general flu conditions, kind of like intensified, and like madness. Like people would kind of be driven to like a state of like not being there. In these D&D times, we would call it madness, probably.
This is
But
Sparta.
it's nothing that would have reminded her of the state that she found Sarah in.
No, not
or-
necessarily.
or
I mean, the
like-
fever, sure. The fever.
Fever's
but-
pretty common for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, those would be the onset signs, too. So, like, if she were to devolve into, like, like, madness wasn't the first thing that happened, you know? Like,
Right.
So, but she also seems to have gotten better. So. People didn't get better.
Yeah.
You know, she-elf.
You know, she has a name.
I don't think we'll find death throughout the entirety of the Vale. But I can assure you, the entirety of the Vale is damned. Whether by your god or no god.
Just kind of looks at you. Just kind of stares awkwardly. She doesn't know how to respond to that.
We keep moving.
And off you trot.
So
Anna will
right as
tell.
they start, I'm gonna talk to Anna and just
Anna
share.
will. Before you
Go
do
ahead.
that, Anna would, like, as we're breaking off, she would, like, look to Sarah and say thank you for telling me. I'll have more questions later, but
Yes,
thank
I
you.
think we'll have some things to talk about.
She'll nod.
Every time that Arthur talks to me, my voice changes, and I just
You know how it goes. You
You
travel
know, I've
some-
got that impression with people.
You study
It's that
abroad.
Bray infection, man.
You study abroad.
I've caught it too. Oh no!
We call it catching the bray.
Mini muckle, Max the buckle.
All right. So Clavius.
Yeah,
we start walking.
he would just as he's walking by, acknowledge Anna and remembering the conversation they had on watch. Say just under his breath, but where she could hear it. Family issues indeed. It's never too late to become someone new, someone better. I can see you're a survivor. And just kind of really acknowledges what she had to have gone through, going from a position of, and he doesn't know the extent of it, but knows it's probably much more comfortable than a life of living in the woods and cutting yourself in order to survive. So he's impressed.
We'll take a bottle cap for that. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, do a pee, then we can jump in a second. Sorry, just these beers rolling right through me.
Run away from your family and cut yourself in the woods.
Nailed it.
That's what we just found out, Michael.
Sounds like a valid.
Michael.
I was trying to give a transition.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Bottle cap.
As we all run away from our families and cut ourselves in the woods. Was that how you wanted me to do it?
Yeah, nailed it.
Thanks. Stuck the landing. You guys travel onward. Probably fairly quiet for the rest of the day, to which you have no encounters of any kind.
Hooray!
And are able to find a place to camp, or, if you would like, to keep pushing. That's up to you. Travel through the night. Anybody?
Do you think we got a solid day's worth of traveling in?
Yeah, you got a day's worth of travel.
Arthur thinks it's only a day away. The break.
Day and a half.
Camp. I'd say.
Make camp.
Butte. All right, you make camp. If there's anything y'all need to do during camp / over the course of your watches, let me know. Now is the time to do so.
During Isabel's watch, she does want to speak to someone.
Who is it?
She wants to speak to Sarah.
Oh, that's me. Nick, could you give me an intro to my voice?
I guess not.
No.
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to get you to cue me in on my voice. It was a joke that I'm going to end up doing your voice again.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's Sarah. Sarah. Oh, sorry.
I'm very sorry.
Yes, you can speak to her.
Sure.
You may speak with her.
Okay. So I don't know who else is awake during Isabel's watch, but she always takes first watch.
Fent, maybe. Or Seal.
Good old Fent and Borseal. All right. Yeah, Isabel will just sort of casually approach Sarah. Probably rouse her right before she falls asleep or trances.
Yeah, she's just kind of chilling for the time being, getting ready for the old trance, the old meditation.
So, in Greyforge, you have your own wall.
Yes, the Dawn Wall is what we took to calling it.
What sort of dogma has your queen created in Greyforge?
What exactly do you mean?
Sort of beliefs, followings, religious and the like.
The Dawn gods are still followed as they were. Sin most choose to follow sin. Most of all, he rules most widely. Before all of this, the Dawn Gods sure were followed, but not nearly as much as they are now in Greyforge. Everyone follows them now. It's the official religion, I guess, of the region.
Curious and stark difference from Briarwood. Maybe something you should know when you arrive. Faith in Briarwood has taken the opposite turn than what you've experienced in Greyforge. No one believes in the gods anymore there.
Even with your wall, who do they think put it there?
Why do you think the gods are still around?
Well, they must be.
Like, can't recall who said it earlier, but you've seen, I think it was 5 years or Arthur, have you seen any proof? Anything?
I've not seen any divine miracles, no, but the coming of the walls was foretold, and then it happened, and it was sin who did it. Protected us and chose us to survive. And you, down in Briarwood.
I wasn't in Briarwood when it happened.
And where were you?
You said you all follow sin. How is it that Greyforge, so far from Cintrell, came upon this?
The High Lictor from Cintrell. He came to Greyforge before the burning. My sister was in Cintrell.
I too was near it when it happened. I saw the city burn to nothing but ruins and ashes before the light descended. There is nothing there now. At least there wasn't before the burning. I doubt there's anything after. So your god that protected Greyforge did not protect his own city. What sort of will do you take that for?
I think just because a city is built in your name doesn't necessarily mean that it was your chosen place.
It's fair.
I don't know why he chose where he chose. He protected Briarwood and he protected Greyforge and who knows where else. We've scouted far, but we've not found another wall. No one's laid eyes on yours to the south, as far as I know.
Same goes for us. No one's, well, unless we could believe you about the first charter and set eyes on your wall either.
How big is the wall? Is there other cities inside then?
There's a few places. The wall's actually not too far from Cintrell. Kind of covers much of the southern third of the Vale. It's had, what was Fort Phoenix called before?
Red River.
Red River. Red River is inside, along with a few other minor places.
Oh, I couldn't help but overhear. Borseal comes over and unrolls a map. And where is it that your wall extends to, my dear? And she will point. Yeah. Saying that it runs through Onsol.
Pretty accurate point.
Yeah. Yeah, she just points to it there. It says that is where the Dawn Wall is.
Whatever the reason, the gods chose to put up the two homes. I'll tell you this. I don't think the gods are around anymore. I think the walls were their last gifts. I don't think they can be relied on.
Do you not think they'll ever be back? If they are gone?
Maybe. But they could be dead. Gone. Whatever. The point is, they're not here right now, and we're going to have to make do without.
See. She'll kind of ask a few more questions just about like the lack of faith around Briarwood and just like kind of just generalizations, nothing.
I'm sure Isabel could give a very
Too specific.
very detailed
Yeah.
explanation.
Yeah. Perfect.
After that, Isabel would just work on whatever she could in the time she had remaining. As far
Yeah,
as potion making goes.
Borseal will kind of just pull Sara aside and kind of see if he can accurately depict kind of the area where that wall is said to be on a map. Other than that, feel free to roll your stuff.
Okay.
Get started on your next one. You can make a little like every time you succeed or whatever, like a little like thing.
Oh,
you probably
yeah.
already have.
Keep track of it,
Yeah.
So, 17.
Nice. You guys have been going to be flush with potions. Flush. All right. Other watches. Anyone else? Have
Yeah,
anything
I'd like
of
to.
note?
I'd like to take one with who are the people that could walk through the lake?
Ooh.
Let's see. Isabel, Arthur.
Me
Xerxes
as well.
could.
Xerxes could.
Yep.
Is Xerxes taking a watch?
No.
Old man Xerxes.
No. Okay. And Isabel,
as is tradition, Xerxes does not take a watch.
Isabel's already had hers. So that leaves Arthur and who?
Anna? Or no? Fent.
Oh,
was the other
Fent.
one.
And Fent was on first too.
He didn't have to be, but
If Fent can be on a different one, I'll take it with Fent because I have a very short shot in the dark interaction.
lovely.
You were so into me last night. Now I have some piece of used trash that you throw away.
I was just trying to mix it up.
Yeah, Fent will take watch with you.
I am going to take my water skin filled with the Paragoose Lake water and try to pour a little bit on Fent's head from directly over his head and see what happens. Does it like hit him or does it
splash, splash, splash?
It hits him.
Yep.
And he gets wet.
It hits him and he gets wet.
It doesn't like.
Nope.
Damn it.
Fent like looks at you
and throws you in the river.
and then just casts another line.
Fent throws you in the river like you threw Suru over that bridge.
Well, that's not the way history remembers it.
No.
That's true. That's not the way history remembers it.
I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway and try it. I'm going to drink like 80% of that water skin.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit.
You fight the urge to like cough as it goes down the wrong pipe for a second, but then you're able to down it.
Okay.
And you kind of just wait for a moment. Nothing happens, and Fent just kind of looks at you funny again.
You made it into the episode, Amanda.
Fent
All right.
whispers under his breath something very dark, but nobody hears it.
That's it then, I guess.
You don't want to pour it over anybody when they're sleeping or anything?
Let's not do that just yet.
Wise.
Not Xerxes, not the guy sleeping with the gun, who's
No,
had
the
it out
veil-
this whole time.
The Veil has a stand your ground law, so.
Yeah, and when you look over towards Arthur, you see just kind of out of the firelight these two glowing blue eyes just kind of staring at you as the lynx just watches on from the darkness.
I feel like we're about 2 more crit fails away from that lynx partnering up with somebody else other than Arthur.
Yeah, no, so that's the fun part. Like, you know, anybody who succeeds, it goes to them.
Yeah, until it finally just walks away because it's clear that it's not
Well,
going to
it's
interact
clearly
with you.
frustrated.
Yeah,
Like,
and there goes that side
missing.
He's like, why does this guy keep trying to talk to me? I'm clearly a cat.
Arthur/Nick has been here before.
I think I know we know Xerxes' name is the Stormbringer, but I think it was also Mr. Studio Girl, so you better watch out, Nick.
That's true.
He could have been a giant ladies' man. We don't know.
Look,
There's much mystery behind him.
Arthur was doing fine until you pulled out your gun.
I'll talk to Steven on
the gun?
third/fourth watch if we're taking it, and Will's done dumping water on people.
Yes. Third and fourth watch, which Sarah will also be a part of because trance. So she too only needs to trance. But you can distance yourself from her.
Yeah.
She's happy to sit just kind of next to the fire.
She would motion Steven to have a conversation away from Sarah and say, well, sorry, I know she puts a wrinkle on things. I don't know. I had advised telling the group that, you're a fugitive, essentially. But I'm not sure what you want to do now. But I figured I'd get a heads up from you before just doing something.
Probably not a good idea if she's going to Briarwood.
I don't think she's going to go to Briarwood anymore.
What makes you say that?
Well, I think she's gonna follow me around. She, She told me that a cousin of mine, Rahel, passed. Are you familiar with the Rylinia family?
Nope. They big in Briarwood.
Didn't know if your reading had led you to read about Greyforge. The Rylinias rule Greyforge, have for generations. Selrani, with all her fancy titles, she is queen. Emma Rahel.
Beat you out for a position.
No. Selrani is my aunt. Emma Rahel is my cousin. So, by my reckoning, and her younger sister, Zamus, if she's sick, well, I'm after that, in line for the throne, now that she knows I'm alive. So, I don't.
But you said it was with your aunt's blessing that they kicked you out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't she be just as like to hurt you?
Maybe. I'm gonna be awake when she's awake. But Sarah, she was a good one. Her sister, Sil, she was a bit more ambitious. A lot more ambitious.
Oh, Sil's the one who beat you out for the position.
Well, Sil either killed me or attempted to kill me or some sort of coup. I had the position.
What was the position?
Ambassador to Central.
All right.
It was. Anyways, I don't think Sarah's going to leave for a while. She will probably. Well, it sounds like she might think I need to go back, which would be complicated. But if Rahel is really dead and Zamus is really sick, I'm all of a sudden a lot more valuable than I was a few hours earlier in the day.
Well, it sounds like valuable to some, more threatening to others, based on what's happened.
An experience you know well, it seems like.
We're all on the same page, by the way, that there's no way the charter's there, right? Does it make, because, you know...
Selrani, does like Steven ask that question out loud?
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Okay.
Steven is saying that to us.
Okay.
Like, we're in the middle of role playing, so...
Well, the way you said it, then like looked at and said, "Right, Michael." I thought
No,
you may ask.
Andrew said that.
I said
Oh,
that.
I apologize. I
Yeah.
misheard. All right, record scratch again.
Yeah.
Well, Selrani is ambitious. I think there's a good chance. If you're just asking me, I think there's a good chance they are there. But they are probably there as prisoners.
Okay, that was the only other alternative I could think of. That hearing you read the letter, doesn't sound like they're there willingly. Because if they were, I imagine some of them would have wanted to go back to Briarwood.
If she has Fillmore, he has to be in chains, or else he's leaving. I would assume they're there as, well, yeah, political prisoners. But
got it.
I don't know. Anyways, would you rather will you still keep using magic?
I mean, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to survive otherwise, and if Sarah, if she doesn't actually go back to Briarwood, then it doesn't seem to matter much. My threat comes from there, not from Greyforge.
true. Well, do you want to share with the group or just sort of let it lie? Past. Very well.
Not until Sara's not here, or at the very least wholly committed to not going to Briarwood.
Fair enough. Any other questions? For me?
So your name's not Anna, huh?
It is Anna. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Lestriana Rylinia. It's a pleasure to meet you. But
Talmir Gallan. Wait, was it Michael Gallanvere? Pleasure to meet you.
Talmir Gallanvere. Well, I didn't figure an elf had a human first name and a half name of a halfling, but I have to admit, Stephen, you threw me on a day where I didn't think I could get more shocked.
Well,
Is
if you're
your
going to
name-
share your real name, it seems rude of me not to share mine.
Is Gallanvere as loaded of a last name as Rylinia is?
I didn't hear what you said, Connor.
Is Gallanvere as loaded of a last name as Rylinia?
No, but magic is, so I'd still rather my name never be used again.
You honor me by sharing.
I don't rule a city for hundreds of years, or my family.
Fair enough. Oh, Talmir, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I will,
You'll never meet me again.
and I will never meet you again, Stephen. All right. And Michael, Sarah would have, Anna would have a couple questions for Sarah, but I don't necessarily have to do it in front of everybody because it's going to be like, who's alive? What happened to this person?
Sure. Okay. We can.
I feel like I've already dominated the conversation, so it can be like public knowledge. But I'm curious.
Yeah, we can email about some of the things as far as like who's alive and those types of questions for sure.
Although, I guess the one I would maybe do is, so Baelin, my father, what happened to him?
Same thing that happened to everyone. It was a sickness kind of swept through. Took the old. And took most everyone else. Some of them are still fighting it off.
It's the same sickness that hit Rahel and Zamus?
Yes, the same that was said to have taken you. Uncurable.
Well, maybe that gives me hope that there's somewhere else. But did you see him pass?
No, I wasn't there. He had a funeral, though.
Did I have a funeral?
They said you did in Centrell, but I'm not sure what to believe. The fact that you're walking here, not like one of those husks. Last thing I expected to see him. I'm not surprised that I thought you were my sister. You do look a bit alike.
The red hair runs strong.
That is true. Thank you for allowing me to come
protecting me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do at this point. I think it's best maybe you see what you need to see and maybe we reevaluate. I think you might have different inclinations after you see it.
We very well might. And if you're to be believed, well, we may have no choice other than to go back to Greyforge. I'm the last Redlinia daughter left.
I know it's hard to trust people out here. And it's obvious at this point. Yeah, we'll travel on and see what there is to see. Reevaluate then. Does that one over there, she nods to Arthur, does he always refer to you as she-elf as well, or is that just something that I'll have for a while?
He has never dared call me she-elf. If I wasn't so conflicted upon seeing you myself. But
yeah, this was my smacking arm, so
I'll see that it stops.
Thank you. All right. Anything else? Okay. I like that. It's just reads shelf. It's very good. Morning comes. No attackers in the night.
Hey, Michael.
It's morning. Go.
We moved through the evening pretty quickly, but
yeah,
I didn't want to stop the train.
Stop that train.
Xerxes would have worked on his science project.
Nice.
And created some bullets as well. Since we're gonna be level 5 soon, I'm gonna need more ammo with the double attack.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm gonna do Tinker check. Tinker check first for the science project, and then the second one will be for the bullets.
Bulletinos.
Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you spell out the name that you said earlier?
Mine or the last name of the general?
Both. So the last name and whatever on his official first name is. Thank you.
If you need Elven,
Croft's over there making his his
closed
on
captioning.
The wall behind him. You're gonna see the strings in the.
And I'm assuming
he definitely had one of those for our last campaign. Just a big board with all the strings tying pictures together.
It was a different character though.
It's true. That was literally Emmy's brain.
Not leveled up, right, Michael?
You all have received a full night's rest, and my guess is that everyone here is leveled up. Officially.
You got your character sheet ready to go?
I just get to prepare more spells. That's what I'm more excited about.
Right? Yeah, so it will be. Let's see. I think. I have it fucking written down somewhere. God damn it. going through all this shit. My tabs are crazy. So many tabs. So many tabs. Ooh.
We can keep going. I was just curious.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it.
While he's looking that up, 3 years from now, I desperately want to see the compendium that is Anna's background write up. Because that character's getting cooler and cooler. And the way this stuff comes in feels really organic. It's really, this is top notch. If I had the power to give all of you bottle caps, I would.
Real premium stuff right here.
You know, when
Doesn't he, like, truly, I mean, while Michael's looking, does anyone have any, like, like Clavius, would you, like, walk up and ask any questions?
I like Clavius, I don't think would, but just me hearing this, the way it's all coming together.
Xerxes could actually have a conversation with Anna.
Yep.
While our dungeon master is,
Dungeon
typing
mastering.
away.
Yeah.
Creating new.
Create new content all day.
Hey, why don't we let Nick roll to see how many experience points we got?
Nick can roll for Nick's experience. That's it.
You don't want that.
Yeah,
never
Nick, roll,
wanted that.
roll 10 D100s.
No, sir.
Out of curiosity, you should.
He is.
On it. Unrecognized command.
Oh, dang. All right, go ahead, Nate.
The Xerxes will find Anna in the morning, feeling rested for
It's
sure.
almost half. It's almost half.
Still under half.
It's almost half, though. It's almost half.
Failing is still failing, Nick.
If it were a D2, technically it would still be not the 2 part.
But you don't get to
It would
fail on a curve.
almost be the 2 part.
Just right on the end of the D1,
Right on the
2. Just
So do I call you Your Highness now?
Anna will smirk and say, I have a feeling you don't call anybody Your Highness, Xerxes.
I haven't in quite some time, but I'm certainly not unfamiliar with the Greyforge royalty.
Well, past 6 years have given me a little more taste of what it's like for everybody else out here. Lestriana this time, or Anna.
Honestly, I don't know if my brain can remember the first one. I'm just going to continue with Anna, if that's all the same.
It's all the same.
I know that we had our disagreement following our battle at the Hellhounds. And I know it wasn't easy for you to spur the group on. I know you had many questions for our new one-armed friend. We were lucky there were no more hounds on our trail, but I do appreciate moving us along before more danger came our way.
Well, thank you. I will. I was thinking about it, and there were other options ahead. I could have changed what was affecting me. I could have been a better scout. We had potions. We had other options. I will hopefully remember that next time we need to push.
And I also should remember that the wounded need to be cared for. I was alone for a long time, and survival was all I ever thought of. I was perfectly willing to carry Arthur and the others myself, if need be, to get us out of harm's way. But I know that isn't always the right decision either. Well, I don't know what today holds, but goodbye, Your Highness. And he gives like a really exaggerated bow and walks away.
How good is your Greyforge bows? Do you know all the intricacies of it, or was it just like over the top and exaggerated?
I would assume that it was like maybe 30%, like
All right.
enough that he knew what he was supposed to be doing, kind of, but also that he was making fun of it.
Yeah. She'll say like, "Don't bend your knees as much next time."
We'll send you the 4-page document on Greyforge bows after the
Wouldn't surprise me one bit if Connor had that ready to go. Wouldn't surprise me.
See it. I want to see it.
Introduction to Greyforge. You guys pack up your things and continue on your walk about to the north. If there's any waking conversations you want to have on your way there, that's cool. If you're all convoed out, that's also cool.
I'll grab
I would. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go first. I've done a lot of talking.
I would just ask Sarah really quick. We came across perhaps some of your handiwork before we found you. Were the dead demons? If so, it was impressive work.
Yeah, I did encounter some demons on the way. Like I said, I told Saru before. After this happened, it all came in and out, kind of blacked out a bit. She kind of like, looking over. I'm fairly good with a bow, and I'm okay with well, I was good with a bow before. Haven't tried it, but I don't think there'd be any way I could. But I'm trained with the blade. And she kind of looks you over, and like you have a, what is it, a mace or I don't know, the thing that you got at your
Flail.
side, a flail. And she like looks down. I've never used one of those. And as she does like look that over, she like kind of glances at you and, oh, your arm is not snapped back here. Kind of pointing to your side. And then you look down and you notice that like it's just it's not coming together there on your side.
I knew it.
Just a little snug. It's you're almost too big for your armor.
I am going to end this conversation and talk to Saru. He's the tallest one, right?
I think so. I believe. Right?
Yeah.
He's a shorter Tabaxi and still
Like
taller than
6
most people.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 6 foot?
I
I thought he was like 7 foot.
No. Normal tabaxi are only like 6'5", I think. They're just slightly taller than the average human.
Is Xerxes taller than 6 foot?
He is 6'1", I believe.
Let me look at Fent.
You know, I'm gonna talk to both Saru and Xerxes. I've known them the longest, or they've known me the longest, and they're the tallest. I know what I am. I'm 6 foot exactly, and I'm gonna go measure myself up against them and see if I can ascertain if the situation has changed.
John Bernthal is only 5'11", so Fent is not 6 foot. Just FYI, if anyone's wondering. I checked Amanda's character sheet for the height and weight, and it wasn't there. And then I realized, oh, I'll just look up John Bernthal on the internet.
By the actor.
Yeah. So, there you
a
go.
lot of sense.
Just figured that should be out there in the world. Continue. Sorry, Clavius.
I'm just trying to see, like, because I know I started about the same size as them, if I can tell now that this
how
has
tall,
happened.
Who was the one? How tall? You're 6 footish.
Yeah.
Saru
Yeah.
is about 6 foot. Yeah, you're taller than Saru.
Noticeably?
Maybe by a few inches.
So taller than me as well.
How tall is Xerxes?
6'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit taller.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
Would Clavius say he has a fear of sounding foolish, which is the whole thing of telling Arthur not to tell anybody.
That's fine. I mean, are you saying anything, or are you just awkwardly like standing next to both of us and like looking down and up and down at your feet, or like, yeah, how exactly?
I'm not.
You don't have to say anything. You can.
I don't think I would say anything unless somebody said something to me.
Sounds like Saru did.
But again, how are you doing this? Like, what are your actions? Are you just standing next to me and then walking over to Xerxes and standing next to him and like looking and going, like looking up and down, or?
I'd say coming up to you both and getting like more in personal space than Clavius is accustomed to doing. Like maybe that far away.
That's not COVID conscious.
But I'm asymptomatic.
Put on a face mask, dude.
Yeah, Xerxes is high risk.
Sarah's gonna look over at you like questionably and look up at you and be like, "Can I help you? Do you need something? Do you want an instrument?"
No, not right now, Saru. Can I tell you two something? I think I have magic water. I think I have magic water. Do you see that I'm taller than I used to be? Like, we used to be the same height.
I'm not sure I ever noticed. How?
I only have 20%.
Ooh. How far is his trench coat off the ground? Can I see his shoes? Can I see more of his shoes? Can I see his ankles? Are his pants noticeably shorter?
We're getting racy now.
Yeah. I mean, looking at him after he like kind of points that out, it's like, yeah, you do seem taller. And yeah, I mean, his clothes seem tighter.
It's either that or your clothes shrunk in the wash.
It's happened every night since we left that lake. I thought it was the backpack. But every night my armor gets a little tighter. And yesterday I drank a lot of that water, and now look, I've shot up. Take a sip. Drink this.
No.
He'll hold it out to Xerxes. Try this.
It's quite alright.
Yes, I'm good as well, Clavius.
What? Why did you drink the water? You have cases of whiskey in your bag.
That's my retirement.
And really, you chose to drink the magic water?
It's from a freshwater stream. Lake. I mean, I just filled it up while we were there.
The water that visibly moved around people. And you decided to... Okay.
Well, I have a
All right.
dump stat in wisdom. What do you want from me?
Did you have a wish to always be a baller?
Yeah.
To be a living baller?
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not gonna tell anybody else. But I am gonna ask once again. After that fight with the stupid hellhounds with no armor on, when I took a pounding,
Yeah, you did
Do
fight
I-
naked last time, basically. So.
do I still have my AC?
Currently, you do still have your AC. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Clavius, after having said that out loud, will say to him, realize he sounds absolutely foolish. And he's like, that might not be it. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything.
No, just don't explode.
I don't think any harm will come to you. Magical effects tend to be temporary. I just hope you don't outgrow your armor, or we're going to be in trouble.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
just.
Is this a normal thing for you?
It's not normal at all. I've been the same size for. Well, what am I, 45 now? For 27 years.
Well, I mean, better late than never for a growth spurt.
I suppose. Okay. Well, if you want to take a sip of this, I mean,
No, I think you should probably just pour that out.
I'm so not pouring it out, but I'm not drinking anymore right now.
You know who you should go give that to? Steven.
Does he need a growth spurt?
Pretty tall, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
It might thicken him out a little bit.
He's middle height, but he's still also, a teenager elf. So
Just full length.
yeah, to say that he's done growing is not certain.
And
Well,
do I
maybe.
feel any stronger? Do I feel stronger? No. Let's just say, do I feel stronger than a 13 out of 20?
When you start crunching numbers, you feel pretty much like 13 out of 20, I think. I'd say.
Well, obviously, Clavius, if you're getting bigger, are you getting more muscly?
What are you trying to say?
I'm just asking, do you feel stronger?
We're not
Do you
all
feel
vegetarians,
beefier?
Saru.
I would like to
Not a vegetarian.
be a little stronger to up my hit rate, but no, I don't feel stronger.
No.
I've been told. I have a sense. I have a feeling. Okay, let's just drop this. Don't say anything.
All right.
Maybe nobody will notice.
Come back if your heart grows 3 sizes too large.
As the crew start walking. Who knew how
That's
good that
that
would be?
Same shit-eating grin. I'm confused and I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
I
man.
think I'm growing. Okay? Do I look like a wizard?
Anna will walk up to Saru while we're walking. When they're done,
Yeah.
she'll look at Saru's shit-eating grin, but not quite understand what's happening or why. And she'll go, "Thank you, Saru, for asking questions.
Oh, sure, no problem. It's kind of what I do.
Well, I didn't think I was ready to hear the answers. Now that I know, it's better.
Well, yeah, I mean, who knew that you guys knew each other? Well, you might have, but It's kind of crazy, huh?
It is kind of crazy. But anyways, thank you. I know I was short, so I just wanted to apologize.
Oh, I've been through much worse. I've had much worse things said to me, so no biggie. It's all right.
Speaking of short, have you seen Clavius?
No, that's what you want to say. So unless you got further predictions, we'll keep walking.
I don't think so. Nope.
Xerxes just have one question for Sarah, actually. Not to, make Michael talk with a deep voice now.
Are you sure you don't want to talk to Borsil?
100% sure.
I
would have traded him for our cart earlier.
If
our horse didn't die, and he did, it would have been better.
That we're being followed by a small lynx-like creature. I think he's been looking at me like a meal. Oh, no.
Emergency rations.
Okay, so Xerxes will approach Sarah and say, Sarah, do you know if Velden has returned to his workshop?
I'm sorry, who?
Surely you must be familiar with Velden.
No, I can't say that I am.
The elf outside the city. He created wondrous works of technology for the city.
Oh, yes. No, I do know of him. I've never met him or seen him, but yes, I have. I've heard of him. He's from the other side, right? The other side of the Shadow Sets originally.
He is indeed.
Yes, I've heard. It's been a long time since I've heard of him. I'm sorry, I did not remember the name. No. As far as I know, no, he's not back.
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen him too, so don't beat yourself up about it.
You're from the area? Or you've seen him before? You've been to Greyforge?
It is the city of my birth, yes.
I see. And you were down in Briarwood, though?
Yes. I worked at Velden's workshop, and when the incursion started, I decided that I needed to take up my weapon and shield those that I could. I ultimately failed in that task and resettled in Briarwood.
Take up your weapon.
You haven't noticed this? And he'll pull out his gun and hold it with two hands.
No, I did notice you carrying that yesterday. Just walking around pointing at things in the air.
So you didn't notice my gun.
Well, you can never be too careful. You never know when creatures may appear, lynxes and the like. So it's always good to be vigilant. Would you like a demonstration? He's starting to get really excited.
Sure. What does it do?
Here, check this out. He pulls out. I'm gonna have to do a check for this. He's going to attempt to pull out a gold piece from his pouch.
Yeah.
Throw it in the air and shoot it.
Oh yeah. Attack roll. I've got the AC in my brain.
Oh yeah.
Just as you think. Flicking it into the air. And just as soon, just bang. Without even, casual. And everyone who didn't know that was happening hears a loud gunshot behind them as you're walking.
catch it as it falls?
I think it probably carried away into the woods, so I'm going to go ahead and minus me a gold piece.
1 gold piece gone.
1 good gold piece is gone.
1 good bullet's gone.
And he's just going to laugh. Still got it.
And she's just
Anna would like to look over and just be like, stuns out, guns out, Xerxes, showing off for the fans.
Every day, gotta be swole, know what I mean? Let's get it.
Yeah, hey Clavius, you know what getting swole means? You know, getting bigger and all that?
Oh my god, it's just...
Does she have a reaction to my...
Yeah, I mean, just utter shock
frankly
and
sick
confusion.
display?
Yeah, the shock, confusion.
Does she still really know what it does
thirst.
other than make a loud ass noise?
I mean, she saw that impact happen. Very impressed. She seems very impressed of your gun.
I make him blush a little bit.
How can you tell?
What color does the teeth blush?
It's still red.
still just more red.
Red on red.
Alright. So you guys travel.
Isabel did want to briefly say something to Anna.
Do it.
Just sometime during the day, as traveling and walking sort of thing, Isabel would just come up to Anna and say, "So, royalty, eh? Because we all have our secrets."
Yes, it's a little hard to believe when you first meet me, but that, yes. Lestriana Rylenia. Apparently, second in line now. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? How long ago was this that you parted from your family?
I think the better way to say it is I was parted. I was removed 6 years ago. A year before the burning. I haven't seen anybody since. It was just a shock to see Sarah.
Imagine. Well, I guess we're just learning a little bit about each other as it goes on. And Isabel will hold out her hand and say, Isabella Odella Hazel von Amsel-Weiss. Pleasure.
That sounds like even more of a mouthful than I've got, Isabel.
Sure, it's lower pedigree than you have, probably. Harshness of a forlorn...
What does Arthur like to
conscience.
say? Money and mickle, maximuckle north of the wall. Pedigree counts for much right now. Pleasure to meet you, Isabella.
Nick would give you a bottle cap if he could.
That was absolutely a Nick bottle cap. That was. Oh man, full names coming out. Full names. If you don't have a full name, you better get one.
just lacking.
I feel like that was Isabel's full name, but we still need to know what the mortals call her.
Yeah, exactly. You have to ask all her mortal followers.
You know, well, I'm just as curious as you. Michael, whenever you could get around to it, it'd be swell. It'd be swell.
Yeah, I'll hit you in an email soon.
All right.
Yeah, and Croft, you're gonna have to type out that name if I had to type out mine.
Absolutely.
I recommend a copy paste.
I came prepared with the first and a last name.
That's good.
Are those just bookends?
Now I need 2 middles and a title as well.
And your fake name.
And my alias.
Also your alias.
Arthur Smith, Notary Public.
So disappointed that last session I didn't jokingly ask Steven if that was his real name, because I absolutely had planned on doing that, and it just didn't make sense at the time, and now I can't because it's gonna feel like it's too damn meta.
2 on the nose.
The answer
Really,
would
like-
have been the same either way.
Oh, I
Sri.
know. Well, the answer would have been, but with a good insight check, it might have been like, okay. Just a bit. I know it would have still been probably, yes, it's Steven, but Steven really an elf name? It's not very elfy, right?
You don't even know his last name. You just
No,
like-
that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah. Oh, well.
It's so good. All right, so you guys travel. You're coming to a point that those of you who have traveled in the north before know fairly well, and it's a point that you can actually see the city of Bray in the distance. And as you're kind of traveling up that hill, I'll give you an image of what you may have seen. In a time before Bray fell. This is the imagery that is Bray. You might have to zoom out. I don't know how Roll20 do. Everybody got that pretty good.
I wonder where we've seen that before.
You don't know how much editing I had to do to this photo to get rid of the 3 riders that were on their way.
Is it
Yeah.
the Fields of Rohan?
I was gonna say it looks like Edoras, right?
Yeah,
It's 100% Edoras.
it is.
Awesome.
Right here-ish was where all the clone stamping had to be done to get rid of Gandalf and Aragorn and Legolas.
You can even see where the road is too.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gimli was there too.
Yeah, he wasn't in this picture. He must have been riding with one of them.
He rides with
Riding with
Legolas.
Legolas.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's why he wasn't in the picture, because he was in front of Legolas. So boom.
That was great that Nick and Marthil both immediately jumped in with that at the exact same moment.
Yeah, classic.
Who's riding with Legolas? Okay.
He was there, idiot.
On the horse, the horse's name was Arid, for those who are into that sort of thing.
Wow. But what you do see as you crest the hill is an image that looks more like this.
Less smoke than I remember.
Whoa, boy. I'm gonna need a minute.
Bravo, Michael.
Yeah, at first you almost killed Arthur's body, and now you killed his heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was his rolling that killed his soul.
This one took more work.
I was gonna say, this one took a minute.
Yeah. Bravo, Michael.
So this is what you see as you crest the hill. And that's where we'll pick that part of the story up next time. But first, something happens, and we will fade into a new scene. We see a familiar bridge. The Lamnic River lazily flowing beneath it. The bodies of Dretches, now missing, but their black blood still stains the stone span. We see 3 men standing near the northern end. 2 dwarves and a human by the looks of them. Each wearing dark, common tunics, similar to any clothing you might find in the lesser wards of Briarwood or similar cities. The camera swings down close, where we get a better look at the figures. Their appearance is disheveled and dirty. You can see grime built up in the wrinkles of their skin. Their hair and beards thick and unwashed, and a general layer of dirt and dust covering most of their bodies. What draws our eyes most is the matching scar upon each of their foreheads, a crude symbol carved into each with a sharp instrument of some kind, each varying levels of healed by the looks of them. One dwarf pulls a long drink from a water skin before offering it to the other, who takes a similarly deep pull. The human walks to the railing of the bridge, looking down at the water rippling around the rocky northern banks.
Do you really think it was the Lamnik bunch? Come all the way down here. They're scavengers, sure, but since Walmer took over, they've kept well clear of Bray. I'd be surprised to see them this far south. Aye, we'll find out soon enough. The hunters should be back any time with the hounds. But yeah, my bet's on those Lamnik lassies. They're probably starving up in those mountains, trying to stock up for winter. You saw they went straight for our stores. Aye. But what was with that bed burning shit? I've never known that bunch to burn up sheets for kicks, you? Well, who the hell else do you think know of out here that could have handled all those skeletons like that, huh? There ain't nobody else. If it's a fight they want, oh, for fuck's sake. Well, if you ask me, it's Walmer's fault they found us in the first place. Letting those demons wander around here for anyone to see. The undead's one thing, but leave those ugly fuckers up in Bray. What if old Blackhorns flies by? He'll be the next to come sniffing down our tunnel.
As the three continue to theorize on the bridge, we see a figure walking into frame. Into the clearing from the trees to the north. He wears studded leather armor dyed black as obsidian. At his side, we can see a sheathed hunting knife hanging off his belt, and invisible over his shoulder is a tall longbow and quiver of arrows. The man is human, late 30s, early 40s, with an athletic build, though not particularly thick, nor is he sinewy. His hair is dark brown, nearly black, with 4 to 5 days of facial hair growth about his chin. The three watch the figure as the figure walks past and down towards the banks, headed for the cave entrance beneath the bridge. One of the dwarves moves to the railing and calls out from above.
Aye, Sir Hunter. If you don't mind me asking, what'd the hounds find out there? Who were the intruders, the Lamnik group, or...
The man, apparently called the Hunter, pauses just the bridge. He stands there for a moment, still, before exhaling slightly and looking up to meet the dwarf's gaze. His gray eyes feel as though he stares through the lens of the camera. From here, we see that he too has the same scar upon the center of his forehead, though his is long healed.
Adinikin,
he answers, before walking out of our view, presumably towards the cave entrance. A few silent seconds pass as the three atop the bridge look to each other in confusion. Before, more muffled now, we hear the hunter continue.
It means I don't know, but I will soon enough.
And we fade to black. And
that was glorious.
That's where we're picking up next week.
There you
Nice.